and welcome to video number 14 in Embolden's video tutorial series. In this video, we're going to continue talking about working with tables in the RAD editor interface of .NET New. In the last video, we talked about how to add a table to a page and how to style the table so it looks like the rest of your site and has a nice header row here. In this video, we're mainly just going to talk about adding content to a table. Most of you, if you've ever worked with tables in Word or any other word processor, you're going to be familiar with most of this. As one would expect, you just click in a cell and start typing. So this is a staff list for a fictitious staff page. I will add myself as the first staff member. The big thing to know is I cannot tab between cells in this version of the RAD editor as the way I would be able to if I was working with Microsoft Word or most other word processors. If you have the very newest version of this editing interface on your site, you can actually tab between cells, but we're using this version here because it's what most of our clients have, this version or older. So put in the name, click into the next cell rather than tab between them. 401-723-7720, that's Embolden's phone number. And again, we can see if I tab here, I just get a tab in the cell. I don't actually move over to the email cell. So putting content in is fairly simple, except it is a little tedious that you do have to keep clicking into each individual cell to add content. Now, some of you may be thinking, I can just build my whole table in Word, or I can build it in Excel, and I should be able to just copy it, copy and paste it in here, and that should be a lot easier. You generally cannot copy a table over from Word or from Excel and have it copy in as a table. Most versions of the RAD editor, it will just copy in the text. It won't copy it in as an actual table itself. So you would just have, you'd have your name, phone number, email, but it wouldn't be in a table format. And then you'd manually have to do a lot of cutting and pasting anyway. Newer versions will actually copy from Word, copy a table in as a table, but then you have this Word formatting. It doesn't look like the rest of your site. You have a site that was designed with certain colors, certain typefaces, certain sizes, all sorts of styling around, padding and margins and that sort of thing. And then all of a sudden you have a table that doesn't look like that. So it's not a good user experience. So we do recommend, if you're going to be working with tables, your best bet is to create the table in the editor interface and then manually do a lot of cutting and pasting or manual typing in there. If you're used to working with tables in Word, you're probably used to what are called contextual menus, where you can right-click on a PC, and I believe it's Control-click on a Mac, and you'll get all of these different commands that pop up. So if you need to insert rows and columns, split rows and columns, merge rows and columns, delete rows and columns, all of that is accomplished just by right-clicking and getting this contextual menu. Down at the bottom of the contextual menu, you can access the cell properties or the table properties if you need to. You can also delete a cell, but deleting a cell will not cause everything to flow. So right now I have 5 staff members. Obviously I haven't filled them all out yet, but I have 5 staff members, and each staff member is going to have the same information. So if we wanted to delete somebody, you would just delete that whole row and it's fine. Sometimes people want to use tables rather than have it looking like an actual table. They just want to use it to put up, say, a dozen headshots of their staff members, and then they are hoping that if you delete the first one here, all the other ones will kind of move over one and move into place. Deleting a cell in DNN is no different than deleting a cell in Word. It does not work that way. The text does not flow. So that's about it for working with tables. As long as you remember that you cannot tab between cells, that will save you a lot of time. Up next, we are going to talk about working with links in this editor.